If you've watched this channel before, you know that we've made a lot of colouring books using AI, but today we're going to look at something a little bit different. So on this channel, we have looked at how to utilise AI to make colouring books. Here are a few that I've shown on the channel before. You've got the insects colouring book. A few examples. So that was using Midjourney version 4. And here is my most recent one. And that one was using Midjourney version 5. As you can see from those examples, Midjourney is getting better and better, but with AI creating better and better in colouring books, it also raises an issue for us as publishers. The colouring book market is becoming flooded with AI content. It's now become relatively easy to create a colouring book in just a few hours. So what that means is that on Amazon, certain niches are getting flooded with colouring books, making it very, very difficult to get sales yourself. So that's why today we're going to look at something that I've had success with in the past, and that is joke books. With joke books, it takes a little bit more time and effort to put them together. That means a greater barrier to entry, and it means that you can't pump out as many as quickly as you can with colouring books using tools like AI. You actually have to put the effort in with finding the jokes, with researching the topic, making sure they are good quality jokes, and making a really good product. An important thing with joke books is if the jokes aren't funny, you're going to get bad reviews and your book is going to flop. Whereas I think with colouring books, it's pretty obvious by looking at the pages that the product is good or not. Whereas with joke books, it needs that slight bit of creativity, a bit of a sense of humour to make sure that the content is good. So how do we get started? Well, the first thing you need to do is figure out what you're making a joke book about and who the audience is. For example, with this dinosaur joke book for kids, I chose a dinosaur niche and I've aimed it towards young children. So that means the jokes need to be around dinosaurs and the jokes need to be clean and child-friendly. You can create a joke book on pretty much anything. It doesn't necessarily even have to be around a single topic, but if you can find a niche that it revolves around, I think you've got a better chance of making sales. So after figuring out what you want to make a joke book about, the best thing to do is to look on Amazon and see what the competition are doing. So scrolling down here, this is my book here, which we'll come to later, but apart from this one here, which isn't necessarily dinosaur themed, it's just a silly jokes for kids with a dinosaur on the cover. The covers aren't that great. This one's nice and it shows with 503 ratings, but there's not actually that much competition in terms of really strong covers within this joke book niche. If we look at a couple of these bestsellers, this one here is actually a joke and activity book, so it's not a direct competitor. This is probably one of the main competitors for me. So looking here, it's 30 pages in length. The cover is relatively basic. And here we're looking at the interior, and it is very much a really basic question and answer with a dinosaur. And so when I was doing my research for my dinosaur joke book, I knew 30 pages is selling and really basic interior is what is expected at the moment. So with mine, for example, it's 42 pages, and I tried to emphasize the point of making sure that I got to over 100 jokes. So that was my unique selling point within this niche. I've then made sure to put a lot of effort into the cover. I've branded it within my Dino Dean branding, and I've made sure that the interior is another step up over what is out there and what is selling at the moment. So as you can see here, I've not just done a really basic text joke. I've tried to make them a little bit different. I've used some word art. I've added some dinosaur illustrations. I've tried to make it a really good product and a really good customer experience designed for kids. With this one, I've then made sure to put a lot of effort into the description. So here, for example, in the hook, I've put warning. With over 100 hilarious dinosaur jokes for kids, this book may induce belly laughs, high-pitched eruptions, and roars of laughter, which is a really nice playful way to sell the book. Once you've done your research into what type of book you want to make, what audience it's for, you then need to create the jokes. I do this in a few ways. You want to make sure that the jokes that you're putting out there are a mixture of classics and new ones. So one of my first recommended places to get started would be ChatGPT. So if we ask ChatGPT to give us 20 dinosaur jokes for kids, that's a great place to start. So with AI, the jokes are not perfect. So what you might need to do is copy these into a Word document, alter them, and make them a little bit funnier and a little bit more human and less robotic. But here there are some funny jokes. And this is a great place to start with your joke book. The next place I will look for jokes is just on Google. What you want to make sure here is that you're looking at multiple sources for these jokes, so you're not just copying and pasting and ripping from one website. You're taking jokes from multiple areas, multiple joke sites, adapting them slightly so that they fit in with your book, and ensuring that you're creating as unique a product as possible. So here on this website, for example, you've got some great jokes that you can take for inspiration, maybe adapt them slightly so that they become more your own, and even use them as springboards for your own jokes. And then the third and final way to create jokes for your joke book is to write them yourself. These will be the best by far, and they offer a unique selling point for your book. Say if you wanted 100 jokes for your book. This is going to take a little bit of time to bring all those jokes together, write some of your own, adapt some of those that are out on the internet, and bring them all together into one place. That's your first task with writing a joke book. Get all of the jokes written down on a page and ready to go. So this is what the finished product will look like of all of your jokes brought together. In this document, we've spent the time and effort to collate, adapt, and even write over 100 dinosaur jokes. Now we've got our jokes and we're happy with them, we need to get them onto the page. I use Adobe InDesign, but you can use whatever tool you like. A lot of people, for example, like to use Canva because it's free. Now you want to make your book look as good as possible. This takes even more time and effort, but comparing a really nicely crafted book against one that literally just has lines of jokes, yours is going to stand out by a mile. So I believe this is the same with all types of books on Amazon. The more effort that you put in to create a better product, the more chances are that it's going to sell, get reviews, and also then go on to get organic sales in the future. Here's a little preview of what my dinosaur joke book looks inside, the finished product. I've put the effort in to make sure that the jokes all are kind of formatted different, that they stand out. But yeah, this is the end product of my dinosaur joke book. When you've written your jokes, when you've put them on the interior and designed it nicely, all that's left is to create a really nice cover. I'll go over some cover tips in another video, but you need to make sure that your cover stands out against the competition. Either it's a better quality, it's better suited to the niche, or it just looks a little bit different and it stands out on a thumbnail view. If you do all of those things, there's every single chance that your joke book will outsell the competition. As with all other books, also make sure that you utilize the A+ section. This is a great place to show off your crafted interior and the quality of your jokes that you've put together. Okay, I hope that video was useful. Let me know if you're interested in creating any joke books in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.